Hello everyone and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're all having an amazing week and Christmas. Today is Thursday the 24th and let's get right to the charts as Bitcoin is right now approaching, as you can see on the daily time frame, our order block and our 786 level, which is also the value area low of this range that we have been consolidating since the drop to 80k. We have been in a range, as you can see it right here. And if we go down on a lower time frame, basically I do expect for us to potentially, if we are still in this range, we are going to be bouncing from around 85k, or maybe we go down to clear these lows right here at 83, since those are a poor low that has not been swept yet. Either is this one right here, as you can see. So it is very possible for Bitcoin the market makers to go down and sweep those levels. Now we are trading, as you can see, below the weekly pivot, and since today basically the banks, and I'm not sure if we're going, yeah, we will have a NY open, but today is a holiday in most countries, so a very low volume day for now, as you can see. So I don't expect quite of a move for the day. Basically we might pump to around the weekly pivot. We might even go higher to 90k, but this would only be like a 3.5% of a move. In my opinion, if we are approaching those lows, it is more possible to sweep the lows first that we have right here before actually going up again to test the highs, 94k. As I did mention also on my X, those targets are still valid. The 618, basically 94k, is also still valid. If we go on a daily time frame, 98k to 96k is also still valid, because here are our moving averages and they might get revisited soon, like we did right here. Basically, if we get a pump to those moving averages, this is where price might consolidate before the bigger dump towards the downside to actually sweep those lows right here. As I said, in my opinion, it is going to look something like this, but of course this will take some time to play out. This won't happen in a week. Talking about the week, if we look at the weekly time frame, it is not looking good. Basically, if we see after this weekly consolidation, since right now we are in consolidation since around 5 weeks, as you can see, we tagged the 80Ks back in November, 17 November, and ever since then, you can see 5 weeks have passed. Basically, we have been almost in a month of consolidation right here happening, as you can see. So if we start breaking towards the downside, the next actual support would be the yearly pivot, and if we miss this support, basically the next strong support would be the 200 EMA that will take us all the way down towards 68k. And basically, if we go down there, price would be considered back in this previous range that we have before. This would be, as you can see, 68k is the point of control, basically the high volume node of this range that we had back in the summer of 2024. You can see it clearly right here. So a drop down towards there would be around 22%. And in my opinion, we are going to see price hold this level. Basically, in about 7 days, we are also going to get new monthly and new yearly candle. And also we are going to be getting new yearly pivots. So of course the yearly pivot might be in a different place. So this would also be something to pay attention when we go into the new year. But if we look at Ethereum, as you can see, also on the weekly time frame, it is looking like it's ready to roll over basically back into this range that we had since back in April. Basically during the summer, as you can see, we were ranging quite a bit before Ethereum actually broke towards the upside. So if we start pushing towards the downside again, this would be the next big support level for it. For Solana, we are actually in a yearly macro trend. The value area low is sitting exactly where we are right now. Solana is actually pushing right now a bit below it, but as you can see, we did have fake outs before. We did have fake outs here. We did have a fake out here. We also had fake outs back in April. And then price reclaimed this range pretty fast, since if we lose this range, this would basically mean for Solana that it will go back down towards basically bear market territory from back in 2023 and 2022. Right here you can see, since we are in this range, I am not expecting basically for Solana. It is very possible if Bitcoin drops back to around 60k, then Solana will also break down, and this will be actually quite a big of a correction. If we drop back to, for example, let's say 34 bucks, that would be around 72% for the altcoins, which if we measure from the highs, this would be almost 88% of a correction, which is quite a lot, almost 100% basically for the altcoins. We did see this happen basically during the capitulation event. You can see SUI right here drop down 84%, XRP drop down 58%, so you get what I'm talking about. Hype is right now basically almost back down towards the liquidation week that we have right here. You can see we had also like 60% correction. The stock market, however, you can see the S&P 500 is basically just at its all-time high. I do think that today we are going to be seeing new all-time highs when the stock market opens. That would be in about 21 minutes. I do expect for them to basically push the price higher. The Nasdaq quite a bit away from its all-time high, basically 2.5%, but if the S&P starts pushing higher, I do expect the Nasdaq to also follow it pretty quick and potentially see newer highs for it as well. Now if we go back to Bitcoin, you can see right now we are trying to push above the daily view up. Open interest is falling a bit. You can see we don't have much volume as of right now. Still very choppy price action, as you can see. But I do expect, as I said today, for a potential pump that will take us higher. The liquidity, you can see we have liquidity sitting around 88.5k. So this is also giving us that view for today's move that will basically eventually take us there. I do expect by the end of the day for Bitcoin to grab this liquidity. Fear and Greed Index right now remaining at 27. You can see nothing new here. ETF inflows we don't have, I think, today, since it is, as I said, potentially we won't get any inflow since it is a holiday. But you can see the last 4 days have been very red. Basically a lot of outflows going on of the spot ETFs. Funding rates on the major exchanges still remaining positive. And we did have our news today, the unemployment claims. As you can see, the actual was less than expected. So we might get, as I said, a nice pump in the stock market because of those news. We do have on Friday some news that might give us the volatility for Bitcoin. And I think this covers it for today, guys. Hope you liked it. Have a nice Christmas, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.